when I go to a film festival, I get to see my art with an audience. I get to let the audience bring themselves to the art. So I make it first and foremost for me. But when I bring it to a festival, I get to see how they receive it. I've had films that I make and I think they're comedies, but then they go out into the world and they win Best Drama Awards. Or people come up to me afterwards and tell me how they found like this certain poignant moment in the film, reflected something in their own life. And that's why I go to film festivals. My opinion is that filmmaking is something that can be taught to some degree. I think it requires a lot of thought and openness by the person learning, by the filmmaker. I don't believe any of us are born filmmakers. I think we're all born artists. I do believe that we're all born creative and that the creativity is beaten out of us by this world. So, I don't know, like I wasn't a filmmaker, I wasn't an artist, but I like started listening to people and I started watching videos. I will say for me, the hardest part and the most important part is ego reduction. Like I show somebody my movie or I show somebody my script and I want to know what you actually think. And some people don't like to criticize or give feedback on completed work, but I want to use that feedback or criticism for my next piece. So get rid of your ego. Your ego will not serve you. And you thinking that you know your story, that's a bunch of BS. You don't know your story, at least not in the beginning. Even famous, experienced writers don't know their story right at the beginning. Even famous, really experienced writers get feedback and solicit input. They're willing to cut their darlings, kill their darlings. They're willing to figure out what is the essence of this story that I'm trying to tell. In this day and age, one of the beautiful things about technology is that there is no barrier to entry. We can all make movies, we can all make films, whether it's a documentary or a narrative or a short or a feature. So if you're a young person and that's what you absolutely have to do because your soul mandates that you are creative and you are an artist and you're going to make movies or films or moving pictures, then just do it. There are no excuses. Take this thing here, go out and make your first movie. And don't tell me that you're waiting around for something. If you're waiting, you will wait forever. I waited until I was 54 years old before I started making movies. Too long. I waited way too long. I'm glad I'm doing it now, but do I wish I'd started earlier? I do. Filmmaking is the most collaborative art form, and we can't do it alone. At least I can't do it alone. And for me, it's been really important to find a team of people that I can trust and that I can rely on, people that can give me feedback and that I will listen to their feedback. In my case, my spouse is my producer, and that's been great for us. That doesn't work for everybody, but you have to have a team of people. Even the director is not the only person in charge. There's a lot of people who are in charge of their own specialities. And if you discount that, then you do it at the peril of your story. This is my first time at the Tryon International Film Festival. Super excited to be here. I heard about this festival from Ashley Crane and Pat Battistini when I met them at another film festival. And that's pretty much the way I decide where to go in the film festival journey is I listen to what other filmmakers have to say. I don't trust reviews, and I don't even trust photos, but I do trust what my fellow filmmakers have to say. And so far, it is amazing to be here. You guys have great crowds, super engaged, community, and it's been really fun. The Tryon International Film Festival sits at the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountain. It is stunningly and spectacularly beautiful here. I drove into town on this sort of winding wooded road, and it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And then we went to a bakery, and we went to the little tiny grocery store, and we went to a restaurant, and the people were super friendly and warm and welcoming. And I don't know what's better than that, right? Who doesn't want to feel accepted and embraced by the community that they're living in, or the community that they're visiting?